I wanted to touch on, going into a locker room with Bron, seeing that you guys are natural born leaders, your guys' mindset, the attention to detail, your discipline, your hunger to win. What was it like collabing, obviously with one of the greatest players of all time from a mental
It,
standpoint?
it was a hell of an experience. Like I said, I was he was very vocal this year in film, as far as helping the young guys understand what they need to be and where we need to be as a team. So I was, like I said, I was learning on the fly on the court. Just picking his brain, studying him, his body of work, the way he moves. When I go back and watch film, I used to always watch film of myself, and then I watch film of him, AD. You know what I mean? Just understanding where they want the ball, where they're great at. So that's just that's just kind of how my mindset was going into it. Like I said, but to be able to play with him and pick his brain daily and understand his discipline of what he's done to be able to become, so dominant at year 17, it was fun to watch. It was great to be next to and understanding like, okay, this is elite. I played with so many elite players at a high level. Damn near, I would say more than 15 first ballot Hall of Famers. So, to see the best at the best, it was a hell of a ride these last couple of years. Just, I'm saying, just watching them.
You came in and picked up where you left off, which was crazy to me after 6 week off and a broken thumb. Like you said, a third surgery on the same hand. Tell me what it was like being a younger player in the playoffs, and then your mentality as a 15-year vet or a 14-year vet, and coming back and knowing exactly where you need to be and how you can affect the game in the most, because you put up solid numbers, but just your presence on the court allowed LeBron to kind of exhale a little bit, and you were able to run the show on both sides of the floor.
Well, I mean, like I said, that's to sum it up, brother. That's just about trust. You know what I mean? Like Brown was able to trust me, and I told him, what I mean, like I got you. You know what I mean? I damn sure don't want to let anybody down, myself down, but I'm not gonna let anybody down. I'm gonna make mistakes, but if I make a mistake, I'm probably gonna make up for it 2 times in the next 2 or 3 minutes. So it's just that was just my mindset and just having energy and want to become, the best player on the court. Even with him on the court, my mindset is to be the best player on the court at all times. And I was able to do that, like I said, with trust of my teammates and my coaching staff. So I have to give them credit. But just having a mindset, like I said, when I was 21 in the playoffs, going at it, I had three greats, a lot of other great teammates. But I had three greats behind me, and I knew they had my back from day one. So I did have to earn their respect, which was obviously expected, which was not a problem. But having them behind me, understanding like they gave me leeway. They pumped the confidence in me. I saw those guys work at an early age, and it was only right that I follow suit. You know what I mean? Like I said, having that competitive drive, wanting to win, I was able to learn, some of the things I had and put it with theirs and just pick each one of their brains, with the PJ Browns, Keon Dools. Like I had a lot of great vets, Sam Cassell, Tyronn Lue. So they were on me daily and they helped me grow. And then fast forward 15 years later, 14 years later, I was able to just come back, with the grace of God. Like I said, I broke my hand and then I was supposed to play in the Portland series. 30 minutes before tip off, my back locked up. I'm out another week. So I missed that series completely. So I'm thinking like, damn, I've been out for 7 months. I'm coming right back in the heat.
Let's go back to Braun, Rondo. Give me
Okay.
one thing that you can say you actually learned from the Kang. I call him the Kang, the Kang.
I mean, I might have to say it's discipline. I
Mm-hmm.
just think it's discipline, yo. Like I said, he got the best guy working on his body in the game, and everything he do is routine. Strategically routine, as far as rest, diet. You know what I mean, like from top to bottom. Only person other than that was KG, but like I said, LeBron, the way he's daily doing exactly what he needs to be doing is unmatched. So it's
It
like
shows.
I can tell you that, but you can't really understand it until you like see it. Like damn, like I see him every day, like, and he ain't taking no shortcuts. Like shit,
Mm,
he own it, locked in.
mm, love it.
So
Putting them days together. What was it
yeah,
like going from being a Boston Celtic to winning a championship for the Lakers the year Kobe passes?
it was a lot. This was the emotional roller coaster year. Uh, Winning it, for Kobe, the year Kobe passed is unreal. It's something you couldn't imagine. Obviously, me playing against him a couple finals, in the same uniform. So um, it was a tough one. So we all understood the mindset and the goal of what we were trying to attain, and who we were doing it for. So to be able to, kind of like I said, say that and full circle accomplish your goal, it was just a real moment, and it's definitely something we'll be grateful for. I'm sure the rest of our life. So it was a dope moment. It's been a dope moment despite everything else. You know what I mean? Just being able to share some light in that aspect.
I mean, it's been amazing to me. People talk about this should be an asterisk. To me, this should be a gold star, considering what the world was going through, what you guys had to go through to get in the bubble and stay safe and still carry your message and still be away from your family. To me, the game is 90% mental. Once you get to this level, everyone can pretty much do everything. So who mentally, like you said, with Bron's discipline, or who can really lock in for this time and understand the task at hand? So for all those people that say, oh, this is an asterisk, this shit, man, fuck that. This got to be a gold star, considering how fucked up a year 2020 has been as a whole.
Absolutely.
Because I think low-key, Atlanta's done really well in free agency. To me,
yeah, they did.
Done really well.
We definitely did. I would say that. So I'm excited. I love the underdog mentality and being against all odds. So I'm looking forward to the challenge this year and getting us to where we need to be.
So you guys are out in Atlanta now. You mentioned before, are you settled in yet? You ready? Because, I mean, everything is right around the corner.
I'm not settled in yet, but I'm about a week away. Like I said, still getting everything down here close. Shipped from Cali, and I'm almost close.
What was it like? As I mentioned at the top of the show, you won a championship for the Boston Celtics. You won a championship for the Los Angeles Lakers. Has it kind of sunk in yet? Obviously, you still have more time, and until I finished, I didn't really kind of look back at anything I had done. But has it kind of sunk in that you won a championship for the two greatest franchises in the sports history?
It's definitely sunk in, but as still being active right now, it's my main focus is obviously now going into the season so quickly is the Hawks and helping us grow as much as possible. But I see it, I hear it every day, understanding that what I've accomplished, but it still hasn't really sunk in for the most part. But I'm definitely aware and grateful for the opportunity to be able to just play this game for so long and one of the two most storied franchises in history. It's definitely a blessing to do what I did in my career so far.
What has it been like? Just being being a champion again. Like I got a chance to experience. Matt got a chance to experience, but being able to be back at the top, being at the mountaintop twice. How does that feel the second go around?
For me, it's even better. You obviously guys, you saw it. It's a crazy quick story. When I won back in 2008, Eddie House's son was always on the sidelines and around. And, I was like, damn, that'd be dope. You know what I mean? Like, if I had the opportunity to do the same thing, you know what I mean? So I wanted kids early. I had kids. My son's 9 now. And, for him to be able to come experience that in the bubble, let alone rewinding back last year when I hit the game-winning shot against the Celtics, he was there, on the floor. So, for him to be able to experience that, full circle, like me manifest that, 9, 10 years later, or 12 years later, and it come full circle, it was definitely a surreal moment to be able to have him there with me, celebrate my second championship. So winning one at 20, 21, now I'm 34, it's a big difference. Like I said, just having people around me that I love, being able to witness and experience that as well with me. So it's been a hell of a run. Leaving the bubble it is what it is. But after leaving, I enjoyed myself on a nice vacation. We celebrated with the team. We kicked it with a couple of days in a couple of different cities, and just enjoying life every moment.
You gotta blow that picture up though. With you and your son on the court, that has to be in the house.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't
And if
wait
you
to go
ever
to that.
decide to drop an album, if you ever decide to drop a little, like Meek did a little quarantine pack of 4 songs, that gotta be the cover.
Yeah.
That gotta be the cover.
Hell yeah. That was a beautiful picture. It's funny you said that because that was my best experience. Obviously, I got hurt going into the playoffs and didn't play as much, obviously, as I'd want to and when I won a championship. But the best thing was the twins were there. So, Steve Kerr let them fly on the plane, go to practice with us, be in the hotels, be in the locker room, be on the sideline. And when we had an opportunity to win it, these two little dudes are up next to Steph and Clay trying to hold the championship trophy and try to get the MVP trophy from KD. You know what I mean? Right. So that was the best moment. That's still, when I talk about it, what gives me chills about it is because that's something you can't pay for. That's something you can't, unless you're in the moment, you'll never understand what it means to that kid's. And a little side note, I think a great thing, your son is the same age the twins were when we won it, and I got them championship rings for Christmas, and they lost their minds. So I know they made replica little rings too. If you Needed an idea for a Christmas present. Just want to throw that out there.
Absolutely. Yeah, right. Yeah, you already hit Jason. Like, line them up. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
hell yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
You mentioned real quick, which I thought was interesting because we haven't really talked about this, was leaving the bubble. What was it like going back into society? Because you guys, I mean, although you had an injury, you went and then you left and then you came back, but after being in the bubble, just the whole overall process, what was it like leaving?
It was definitely different, I might be always adjusting my environment, wherever the case may be. So I kind of got right back to it. Went home with the kids for a couple of weeks. Actually went to Miami, chilled for a couple of days. Went back to LA and just kept it moving. You know what I mean? I'm really a homebody, so got the kids around. Went to the house. Obviously during COVID, you can't do much anyway, so we kind of just chilled and relaxed. Got in some water, and then I took my vacation. So I was right back to it. And like you said, I was home for 6 weeks, so I didn't have to go through as much as my teammates did. So I was, in a certain sense, I was kind of blessed as far as I had to go through endure that long time. I think it was 102, 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to go home, come back, and it's kind of just lock in and go from there. Just focus on the goal.
Kind of got to restart. I don't know if it was rumors or not, but I heard you had questioned even coming back after that thumb injury. Was that rumors or was that true or?
I had questions. I wasn't even thinking about going into the bubble initially. That was a thought on my mind during the quarantine times. Like I said, just want to be closer to my fam. But after I broke my thumb, I didn't have doubts, or it's not that I didn't want to come back. It was just a matter of, this is my third surgery on my right hand in 2 years. You know what I mean? So it was kind of understanding, like, I got to figure out what's my bone density in my hands, like, so I got to think differently of how I got to protect my body and be able to withstand whatever I endure.
To me, you consider, we got a little segment we talk about the point guards, and we call them point guards. And you a point guard. You consider you fall into that point guard category. What was it like bringing point guard Rondo, playoff Rondo, back in the bubble?
It was amazing. It was an unbelievable feeling. Just the mindset and the mentality that I had going into the bubble. I was able to completely focus everything I had into the game. I limited my distractions, and like I said, being in the bubble helped. You know what I mean? Like it's so much we can do. I'm not really a gamer. I started actually when I come back and breaking my hand. I started a game with the guys, but when we lost our first game, I was pissed and I couldn't really focus on gaming anymore. So, I was kind of locked in with the game plan and understanding what we can do to win and dominate the game. So, for me, it was just a straight mentality, just to try to get it done. That was the goal going into the season. That was the expectations for me and what I had for the team, and we all had the same goal. So our attention to detail, what Frank was able to do with us in the bubble, and like I said, during film, how guys were able to learn so quickly on the fly without even going through it on the court, really. We have a 5-10 minute walkthrough, but it was light. We had on hoodies, flip-flops, like it wasn't, like a taped walkthrough or anything like that. Like I said, we was picking it up on the fly, going into the game and making quick adjustments.
Do you like when they call you playoff Rondo? Like you're someone different?
See, Max, I did first thing I think, and Max, he broke it down differently on why people consider that. But my main thing is, and when you have a couple of days of rest, you have a couple of days of preparation, being able to lock in on one team, I think, everybody can elevate their game in a sense. It's about the dedication or the knowledge of the game to some levels. But when you have those things that come into play, it's easy. And also, during the playoffs, look at my career, I pretty much got more time in the playoffs. And I believe that's when coaches allow me to, I would say, like Isaiah said, to be a magician with the ball and manipulate the game, put people in spots to where I know a guy's going to make a mistake weak side, and I can, put my best shooter there if I want to get him a shot. So it's just, I feel like that's what coaches then allow me to do in the playoffs, is just be me, and they understand at that point, it's like, okay, cool, he wants the same thing I want, is a win. That's the only thing that matters. So, I think they give me more leeway to manipulate the game and make me, have an impact on the game.
That's what I get out of it. That's what I get out of it when they say playoff Rondo, because I know the difference between me in the regular season and the playoffs, and I know your mind is being one of the you and Chris Paul, the two smartest point guards in the game. I know your mind works different in the playoffs because every game counts, and we know you only got to be the best team in this series for 4 games. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you locked
Right.
in, and you see different things to get these teams. So I understand when they call you playoff Rondo, because I know your IQ probably goes up 10 times higher in the playoffs.
But being able to work with a lot of great minds this year. You know what I mean? I was a sponge as well. A lot of people
Hmm.
always say I'm this. I don't want to be the smartest in the room. You know what I mean? Like I got to surround myself next to Bron, Frank Vogel, Phil Handy, Jay Kidd,
Hmm.
Mike Penberthy. Like it's just a lot of great minds that I'm like, give me everything you got. Like shit, critique me, critique us. Like what's your mindset? So
Right.
in the future, you never know where I want to be down the line as coaching or
Right.
GM, whatever the case may be. It's like I want to know, what's the greats, what the
Yeah.
greats mindsets are and how they think.
Yeah.
That's where
I
you
mean that
belong.
that for sure. That's iron sharpening iron. But I wanted to touch on going into a locker room with Braun, seeing that you guys are natural born leaders, your guys' mindset, the attention to detail, your discipline, your hunger to win. What was it like collabing? Obviously with one of the greatest players of all time from a mental
Yeah.
standpoint.
It was a hell of an experience. Like I said, he was very vocal this year in film, as far as helping the young guys understand what they need to be and where we need to be as a team. So like I said, I was learning on the fly on the court. Just picking his brain, studying him, his body of work, the way he moves. When I go back and watch film, I used to always watch film of myself, and then I watch film of him, AD. You know what I mean? Just understanding where they want the ball, where they're great at. So that's just that's just kind of how my mindset was going into it. Like I said, but to be able to play with him and pick his brain daily and understand his discipline of what he's done to be able to become, so dominant at year 17, it was fun to watch. It was great to be next to and understanding like, okay, this is elite. I played with so many elite players at a high level. Damn near, I would say more than 15 first ballot Hall of Famers. So,
Mm.
to see the best at the best, it was a hell of a ride these last couple of years. Just I'm saying, just watching them.
Basketball is back, and to celebrate its return, DraftKings, the leader in one-day fantasy sports, is giving new players a free shot at a $1 million top prize.
If you haven't tried daily fantasy sports, what are you waiting for? Get in the game now and use code SMOKE during sign up. Only with DraftKings.
Playing daily fantasy sports is simple. Just pick your lineup, stay under the salary cap, and see how your team stacks up against the competition.
Every dunk, steal, assist means so much more with DraftKings daily fantasy lineup. And for all you football fans, even though the season is winding down, there's still plenty of action to unfold.
With the season headed toward the playoffs shortly, I'm excited. I love what Josh Allen's been doing for the Bills. DK Metcalf has been a man-child over in Seattle, racking up points often. And one person that I'm not going to sleep on because heading towards the playoff is when he's always at his best is Tom Brady. Who are some of the guys you're looking at?
I'm excited to see the Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers connection. I think these two guys have been dominant for a long time, and I think it's time for them to take it to the next level. They've been playing well. I'm excited to see what they do in the postseason.
With DraftKings, payday comes every day for players. So what are you waiting for? Go to the App Store and use the code SMOKE.
That's code SMOKE, and you can get a free shot at a $1 million top prize. Only at DraftKings.
Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for more details. You came in and picked up where you left off, which was crazy to me after 6 weeks off and a broken thumb. Like you said, a third surgery on the same hand. Tell me what it was like being a younger player in the playoffs, and then your mentality as a 15-year vet or a 14-year vet, and coming back and knowing exactly where you need to be and how you can affect the game in the most, because you put up solid numbers, but just your presence on the court allowed LeBron to kind of exhale a little bit, and you were able to run the show on both sides of the floor.
Well, I mean, like I said, that's to sum it up, brother. That's just about trust. You know what I mean? Like Brian was able to trust me, and I told him, you know what I mean? Like I got you. You know what I mean? I damn sure don't want to let anybody down, myself down, but I'm not gonna let anybody down. I'm gonna make mistakes, but if I make a mistake, I'm probably gonna make up for it 2 times in the next 2 or 3 minutes. So that was just my mindset, and just having energy and want to become, the best player on the court. Even with him on the court, my mindset is to be the best player on the court at all times. And I was able to do that, like I said, with trust of my teammates and my coaching staff. So I have to give them credit. But just having a mindset, like I said, when I was 21 in the playoffs, going at it, I had 3 greats. A lot of other great teammates. But I had 3 greats behind me, and I knew they had my back from day one. So I did have to earn their respect, which was obviously expected, which was not a problem. But having them behind me, understanding like, you know, they gave me leeway. You know, they pumped the confidence in me. I saw those guys work at an early age, and it was only right that I follow suit. You know what I mean? Like I said, having that competitive drive, wanting to win. I was able to learn, you know, some of the things I had and put it with theirs, and just pick each one of their brains. You know, the PJ Browns, Keon Dools. Like I had a lot of great vets, Sam Cassell, Tyronn Lue. So they were on me daily, and they helped me grow. And then fast forward 15 years later, 14 years later, you know what I mean, I was able to just come back, you know, with the grace of God. You know, like I said, I broke my hand, and then I was supposed to play in the Portland series. 30 minutes before tip-off, my back locked up. I'm out another week. So I missed that series completely. So I'm thinking like, damn, you know, I've been out for 7 months. I'm coming right back in the heat. So I had to bring in this understanding, like I said, make sure my body was right. You know, I still could lift. Even though I broke my thumb, I was on it daily, lifting. I was doing yoga, you know, every other day, just trying to lock in and make sure my body was right coming back. So I don't have any lower extremity, you know, mess up. So that was just my mindset. That's it.
I love hearing that. But take me back to 21-year-old Rondo being the floor general to win your first championship in Boston with, like you said, the likes of Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce. You guys had a hell of a team. I think Tony Allen was on that team too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
TA, you guys had a lot of different personalities, but you were the one. You were the, you know, from the outside looking in, you were the pulse of the team, but you were the youngest at the same time. So what was it like navigating that team, and what did you learn from actual on the court experience, and then also having Doc next to you? Because, you know, I've personally, you know, Doc would tell stories how you guys would butt heads sometimes because you see things one way, he sees things one way. So get into that shit for us.
So shit, let's start with the Doc. Let's start with
Okay.
Doc. Man, my first year, you know, we lost 18 straight at one point. So I'm like, man, what the fuck, yo? Like, I can't get no burn. You know what I mean? I ain't even get me in the game. He's just, I don't know. I'm gonna get into a little bit. I ain't go crazy on it. We used to get into it, basically. So fast forward, the trade happened. You know, the same year, 7 players go. KG, I heard KG said he wanted me to stay. So boom, we win a championship. But throughout that year, it was tough, yo. But Doc helped me get through it, obviously. Understanding, you know, I think he played with 2 Hall of Famers at the time, and just how to navigate and keep those guys happy. You know, I think I'm blessed and fortunate. Like I said, I played baseball, football, basketball, all 3 growing up. So I kind of had that leader mentality, leader mindset growing up as far as just being a believer and being a student of the game, whatever I wanted to accomplish. And that'll show those guys or earn their respect, you know, back with my knowledge and my work ethic. You know, you can't deny me, or you can't, you know, not hand me the keys. And, you know, giving them granted, they didn't, you know, necessarily obviously want to give me the keys at first. I had to earn their respect. I did that throughout the season. They instilled trust in me. I communicated to my guys all the time on the court. You know what I mean? Like, I pride myself on having the most touches. There's a stat back in the day when Steve played, and I think one year he had beat me in most touches with his teammates. You know what I mean? As far as like coming back, running back on defense, touch, or coming out of timeouts, touch. Like, you know, that mindset, you know, also helped me kind of earn their respect, and just the gathering that I could probably kind of bring teams together.
Bro, like I don't mean to cut you off, but see. That's how you set them apart. Who thinks about stuff like
That's
that?
That's crazy,
bro?
right? I love hearing this shit. I love it.
Damn, that's crazy. I didn't even know that was a stat.
Yeah, it was a stat. I saw Steve beat me one year. I was like, damn, that motherfucker beat me. I mean, like that's what, you know, that's just like I said how I am. But it wasn't forceful. Like I said, it's always, you know, me being the point. You know what I mean? Like everybody runs past the point guard. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, okay, good shot, good deed. Way to set that pick. Like, it just, you know, positive encouragement and talking to my team to where, you know, we feel confident about what we're doing and we ready to lock the fuck in. Everybody know what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. Only stat Jack knew was motherfucking FGAs.
FGA. Speaking of that, though, that's what that's the key thing Danny told me Game 6 back in 08. He was like, the most important stats tonight. FGAs. He said, put them up against Kobe. He said, put them up. No matter how you play, you got to be aggressive. I ended up shooting 21 field goals at that game.
See, I remember that, though, because I obviously, you know, being in the league the same times, I remember Kobe used to play you under the free throw line sometimes. You know what I mean? And it kind of clogged the defense up for everyone else for all the curls and all the shit in the paint. And it took you to be more aggressive for him to come out and motherfucking guard you.
Right. So he was the first to do that. Then, obviously, he set the trend. You know what I mean? A couple years later, I think Brown was playing me like that in the playoffs. You know what I mean? They put a bigger guard on me. That type of mentality. So I was like, okay, cool. I got to figure out how to dissect this. I got, you know, this This is playoff. Okay, I get it. Okay, now I got to elevate because I think throughout the playoffs, no one had played me that way. And then Kobe, that's why rest in peace, one of the greats. I love competing against him because he understood the mindset of the game and just how to, it was a chess match out there, and I love playing against it with him. And also, obviously, got to give Phil Jackson credit as well.
What is it about like you and like J Kidd, like even J Kidd, like y'all wasn't shooters now. Now they can't leave y'all open.
That's what he tell me too. But now, just working and not giving a fuck. You know what I mean? Shit. That's what the league is going to.
Yeah, but on some real shit, that not giving a fuck meter has to be really high. And to me, that's the only thing holding Ben Simmons back right now is that I don't give a fuck meter. And once you get over that I don't give a fuck meter, you good.
The crazy part is you look around the league, this nigga shooting 3 for 17. I'm like, what the fuck?
Come on,
like,
for real.
This nigga, they say he
that shit go.
Okay, bet. All right, okay, cool. All right, let me get up 12-3. Nigga, I'm a 5 of them motherfuckers too. What you talking about? Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
For real.
Nah,
but you got to get over that though. Like you said, what was it difficult for you to get over that? You embraced it right away because you are a pass first type of guy. So was it hard for you to actually take that mentality on?
It was, still at times, it's just my mindset is always thinking open man. But, the way the game is played today, the way I'm able to stay in the league now, like I said, they've been telling me I got to take it. So, like I said, I'm looking for that motherfucker. I'm trying to get him up. You know what I mean? I ain't got nothing to lose. You know what I mean? I'm going to make an impact in the game so many other ways. So, fuck it. I get 3D bitches. It's on.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to Rondo. Give me one thing that you can say you actually learned from the Kang. I call him the K-A-N-G, the Kang.
I think I actually learned. As far as game wise, like we're talking about
or just something you previously didn't know about him. You know what I mean? Like you hear a lot of different things. Like what is something you learned from him that you just didn't know? Like damn, okay.
I mean, I might have to say it's discipline. I just think it's discipline, yo. Like I said, he got the best guy working on his body in the game, and everything he do is routine, strategically routine, as far as rest, diet. You know what I mean, like from top to bottom. Only person other than that was KG, but like I said, LeBron, the way he's daily doing exactly what he needs to be doing is unmatched. So it's like
shows.
I can tell you that, but you can't really understand it until you like see it. Like damn, like I see him every day, like, and he ain't taking no shortcuts. Like shit, he own it, locked in.
Love it.
So.